Woo-wee! What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée on a beautiful Sunday. I had to jump into the charts today. We're going to start doing them now. Live streams at noon on Sundays. Got a big show coming for you next week. We're going to hit them up once a week, but I'm going to have daily. I'm going to have bars on there, contests, lots of cool stuff popping. This is the first Sunday show that I'm doing at noon. This is my 27th live stream. I've been doing them every day consistently, but now we're cutting back on them. So you're going to make sure you tune in. But, man, the title of this thumbnail was not clickbait. I'm going to jump into it real quick just a bait, and then we're going to play some music while we let everybody join this live stream. Bitcoin, though, bouncing off of this support here, or support and resistance line, I should call it. It was support, then it was resistance. It was support when it was up here. But let's see if this holds. We got a red dot on the 10-minute. All right, well, everybody joins in, like I like to do. I got so much music and so much crypto game that I've been doing this for years now. And I just going to start off with a song or music video. You guys may or may not know I'm the first recording artist to ever make a music video for decentralized social media. The song is called Do It For The Clout, back when BitClout was brand new. This is Web3, really in its purest form, the first iteration of it. And I'm the first person to make a music video about it. This is what I do, man. I've been in the game for so long, but I'm also big into trading. Nothing I say on this channel is ever financial advice, to show you what I'm doing, but I'm educating you guys on strategies and all kinds of stuff, whether it be technical analysis. Anyways, man, I'm just going to play the music, and then when we get back to it, we're going to jump right into these charts. Right now, this song called Do It For The Clout.
Used to do it for the gram, used to do it for the gram, now we do it for the clout. Used to do it for the gram, used to do it for the gram, now we do it for the clout.
Do it for the clout.
Used to do it for the gram, used to do it for the gram, now we do it for the clout.
Barely 4 months deep and it's blowing up. Cause IG's weak and it's slowing up. So when Darian told me about CloutCon, I was like, hell yeah, I'll be showing up. Set my FR to 1 till we passed it. Buying every coin, yeah, I always been a maverick. Had to put a bit of clout on the fabric.
Shout out
While
Neon
a
Gen,
little more when
first
it's
one in
not
the chat,
your
baby.
average. Wendy,
We
Clay,
international.
Harry, music. At the after party, this is how we do's it. DJ Tropics and Maddie choose it. Kinda hard to find my mind, I lose it. Pop a couple bottles in the background. I'm Cuvée, I know you recognizing that sound.
Just let everybody join.
The devs, they will school you at
Happy
Crypto
Sunday
Rave.
Fun Day.
Halftime show was Julia. The perfect name for giving out diamonds. Like designs to the shine might blind you. Breaking news, T-Raw just signed up. A bit of clout got eaten by a tiger.
Do it for the grams, used to do it for the gram, now we do it for the clout. Used to do it for the grams, used to do it for the gram, now we do it for the clout.
And wait till we get into these charts here.
Used to do it for the
A
gram,
sneak
now we do
peek.
it for the clout.
Are we bouncing off of this?
Used to do it
Red
for the
dot
gram,
here.
used to do it for the gram, now
Gonna
we
let the
do it
song
for the
play, let
clout.
everybody join. We got a big show today. Sunday Fun Day.
Don't need a platform where an artist can thrive. We in the game where the smartest survive. You better get up on a platform where artists can thrive.
And I'ma keep buying coins of the new folks. Encourage them to post with a few quotes. I even started BitClout TV so they can see that it's real, not a new hoax. Shout out one time to the GOAT trade. The referral program, get some more paid. And I give a lot of love out the clout trends. Trust Brian and Ed, I call the Clout Twins. That's with a K cause I'm crazy. I buy everybody coin, it don't faze me. I'm going hard till I'm pushing up daisies. Until a clout punch the profile of Jay-Z. Yeah, I stay handing out the rocks he was throwing up. You see the diamonds in my hands and they glowing up. Like the bubbles in my cup, they be flowing up. Buy my coin right now cause it's going up. I ain't never gonna sell, I'm a hodl mine. And I don't never spell clout without a dollar sign. A man has said it and I'll never forget the line. NFT means never forget the time. And I'm gonna bring in more Gen Z. And once they realize it's where they cool friends be. Plus the ballers who bought 100K clout. The type of bag that ain't nothing to play about. To all my followers I'm happy to say, it feels like we've known each other since back in the day. Please tag Diamond Hands in a passionate way and ask him to verify your boy Cassius Cuvée. Peace.
Your boy Cassius Cuvée. Stay lit on a Sunday. Shout out to everybody who helped me make that music video. Everybody on BitClout was turned into DSO. I'm so early, it was the previous name. Shout out to everybody joining the chat. I see you guys out there, man. We jumping in the charts today.
Thanks to everybody in the chat. Cassius, I see you.
Oh, that was from a CloutCon. They did it online. This is 2021 when I dropped that music video, and it was, people still coming out of COVID. It was early in the year in 2021, or about halfway through, I guess. And man, I hadn't been in crypto that long. I had been trading TradFi stocks and stuff, right? So, my background goes back before crypto. I've been in finance for a little while, and again, I'm gonna say it one more time, nothing on my channel is financial advice. I have a lot of strategies. I know a lot about stocks and crypto projects. I'm starting to focus more on the technical side of things, the technical analysis, which is why we're here today. Bitcoin is pushing around. This is the 10-minute chart, pushing around at this line, and If for a second it looked like it was going to break through. See that little wick right there? That little wick right there, and got rejected again. I'm bearish at the moment. The thumbnail was not clickbait, all right? The thumbnail was not clickbait. I am bearish at the moment. Khaliji in the house. What's up, man? What's popping, y'all? Welcome to the Sunday Fun Day show. We are going to be doing this at noon next Sunday. Make sure you tune in next Sunday. Listen, I got a surprise for y'all next Sunday. So everybody popping in the Discord, make sure you engage. My admin is in there. He's telling you guys about new games and other fun stuff we got coming up. But, man, that song was for BitClout, which was Web3 social media. I'm on Twitter and everything like that. You guys follow your boy everywhere on Web 2, but I'm also a Web3 advocate, so I'm always trying to support the new channels. I just posted out this YouTube video on AVAX the chain Avalanche, which is AVAX is the coin. There is a social media platform called The Arena, and I made a music video for them as well, but YouTube is my primary place where I'm going to be posting stuff, but my Discord, my private Discord, is where I'm going to engage with folks. And I'm going to put on a little background music here. You guys can tell me the levels of it. I got a new music app in the background, so sometimes it's a little bit loud or whatever. I'm trying to get you on. Let me get started with a banger. Let me see here. Hold on. What was the one I was just on? Do It for the Clout. I got a surprise song I'm going to play for you guys. No one's heard it yet, too. I got a surprise song later at the end of this show. Let me get some music in the background. I wanted to put on my one right here. I made this song. The song in the background is called Fuck Instagram, Bitch, I'm verified on DSO, which is that Do It for the Clout song. I've been listening to this song for a while. Let me know if the music in the background is too loud, chat. Let me know. I think I got the right level. I found a way to test it out. Right on, I see the Discord popping. My man Neon Gen in the Discord. So yeah, in the Discord, we're gonna be doing a lot more games and giveaways and stuff like that. If you guys don't know, the way you can join my Discord for free. It's $99 a month, but there's a way I always want to give free access to people who are serious traders. So if you're serious, I want you to create an account on Phemex to join. But I am an affiliate partner with Phemex. So what you get is special bonuses when you use that. I have it right here on the screen, GMMNX5. That is my invite link. You get special bonuses for creating an account on Phemex. And then once you have that account, you can use your user ID to put into the verification process inside my Discord, and that's how you get access free for 1 year. Right now, we're doing 1 year free for the first 50 people, so the verification will verify you, and then all you got to do is click on get your 1 year free, and then you put in your information and whop, and boom, you're in. So shout out to the chat. I see you out there, Kalichi. I'm glad. Thanks for letting me know the volume is cool. But man, let's get into these charts here, okay? This is what I'm looking at. We have the red dot on the 1 day. Now, shout out to everybody who rocked with me in Discord yesterday. Was not in the live stream, so I was definitely communicating with folks in the Discord. So here's the 1 day. We're gonna start at the bigger time frames, and I actually want to look at the 2 day. I was looking at that this morning. You guys, I can't help myself. I'm looking at charts as soon as I open my eyes. It's dark outside and shit. This is the 1 day chart. Now look, we had a hell of a move. All right. Usually, this was kind of an anomaly. This was the tariff announcement. But usually when you have a big move like this, it does take some time to reverse. It doesn't usually look straight down like this, okay? We've had a weird start of the year. Obviously, we had an election, a new administration, and people are on edge and stuff like that. I think things are kind of, I should say, smoothing out in the sense that not so much of a knee-jerk reaction from news is what I'm kind of hoping for, because for a person who trades the charts, it's kind of easy. You can do a scalping strategy when everything's nice and smooth. I always say boring market is a good market. That being said, I did catch the bottom. You can go back and check. At 75K, I went long on Bitcoin down here. So I rode up to here. I took profit. I don't like staring profit in the face. I did not catch this move up, but, I caught. I've been scalping and stuff. My whole point was I was scalping in the in-between time here. But now here we are, right? These two lines are like a support and resistance, like range. Really, the bottom one I felt like was the range. It broke through. Now I'm going to zoom in, but I just want to show this first. We got a red dot here. I'll draw it if you can't see it. A red dot right here on the 1 day. And I've been saying to the private group, I said, look, I'm usually early because I watch these charts so much. The first thing I'm usually looking for is an 8-hour red dot, which we got here. We got to end up getting another one, but we see it's been kicking around. But we had a lot of strength to the upside, like a lot. And that's why I'm like, okay, look, I can't tell you with confidence to go short until I at least see a red dot on the daily. You get what I'm saying? This is the momentum wave. So anybody's new here, this is Market Cipher B down here. These are what we call the momentum waves. And the momentum waves are what I like to look at first whenever I am determining when to enter and exit. And the thing about it, the way I do it, it seems to be a little bit different than a lot of other people, is that I got to look at all the time frames. First of all, the first thing I judge, let's say I didn't know anything. I haven't been following the charts for a month or something. The first thing I'm going to do when I say, okay, well, how do you know if you want to enter, exit, or trade? I got to determine what environment are we in, right? Of course, I'm tapped into Twitter and the news and stuff, but let's say I didn't know nothing about nothing. I just took a vacation and I came back, right, with my knowledge, but I don't know what recently has been occurring. The first thing I want to do is say, what environment are we in? What's been going on? So that's when you do look at the bigger time frames, right? That's when I would look at. And I'm like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? We had a massive sell-off, some whipsaw here, caught a bounce here, looks like a bottom. This is the one. Okay, so let me go to the 2-day real quick. I was looking at this earlier. What we saw on the 2-day was a bullish divergence, okay? Now, bullish divergence is when you're making a lower low on price, but you're making a higher in momentum waves. Now, this is called the oscillator. This is the price chart. This is the oscillator. In my opinion, my approach is to have this be, it's like this is the 80% of it is the cake and 20% is the frosting. I know that's different than a lot of TA guys. Everyone just draw their lines up here and then hope that it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. I don't like the sometimes business. This shit always works, all right? So whenever I do TA, I need this to line up first, all right? Because this tells me the direction of price. It don't tell me how much, but it tells me the direction. Then I'm looking up here. So to me, this is 20% of the cake, and this is the frosting. But man, the frosting is real nice sometimes. I can draw some beautiful pictures and happy birthday on the frosting. But down here, man, I got to know that I got some good cake first. Well, I mean, what's frosting without the cake, you know? So this is the 2-day. And I drew this morning, actually. This line right here, I can move it around. This line, this is making a lower low, right? You see these wicks. And then this, I like to draw the lines on the wicks. You can draw them in the bodies too, whatever you want. But the main point, you can clearly see, even without drawing a line, this is making a lower low, and then this is making a higher high. Now, the convenience of Market Cipher B is that they show you the green dot. This is when what you're actually seeing is when this light blue wave crosses the dark blue wave. That's when you get the actual dot printing. It will start to print when it's still within the candle, in this case, the daily, and then it prints officially when the candle closes. If it's still there, it's burned there forever, okay? So this was showing that momentum was slowing down, kind of like a double bottom here. I drew the 75 line on here to kind of show me, okay, this is a real deep wave. Just because it hits it right here doesn't mean it won't go, any price won't go lower. Sure it will. But like eventually you get this divergence and boom, you catch a nice move to the upside, which naturally we did. So that is the general premise. I didn't make up bullish and bearish divergences. That's just a general thing, is that when momentum is slowing down, meaning the waves are going up, the price is still going down, it starts running out of gas, basically. And eventually that momentum turns and boom, you catch a move like this. That's kind of how I was able to catch this. I like to zoom in, but this is the 2-day. Now we're looking, and I'm going to zoom in a second real quick. And then we're going to look at altcoins too, guys. Don't worry. We're going to get into the altcoins. All right, on Jeff Long. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate the effort. Yeah, man, I'm 7 days a week in the Discord. You better believe it. The only reason I'm cutting back a little bit on the live streaming is because I want to make an even more impactful show on Sundays, and then I can focus more on building and creating more evergreen content. I've got a lot of requests for types of videos. My last live stream 2 days ago, I had a great approach to Breakout Prop, and so I need to say too, I'm an affiliate partner with Breakout Prop. That is my discount code at the top. If you guys use that, you'll get a discount when you purchase an evaluation. They're a prop firm, so for $800 you can buy an account that basically gets you access to a $100,000 trading account. You got to pass the evaluation. There's certain rules. I have videos on my YouTube channel that explain it, but basically you get a discount with that right there. But what I talked about in the last stream was an approach to Breakout Prop, because I know people keep getting breached, meaning that you broke the rules, meaning you went negative 6% for your account before you got positive 10% and they gave you the money. And so I got a video coming for you guys. I explained it in the stream, and then after that, I just went ahead and started a new account and did it. So I got a video coming for you guys. But the premise of it was basically because you can't lose 4% in a day. So if you've got a $100,000 account, you can't lose 4,000 in a day. I said, look, set up 3 trades. This is just a basic premise, 3 trades or 6 trades. We'll call it 3 trades just for easy argument right now. That you have a stop loss set at $1,000 and a take profit set at $2,000, okay? And go to sleep. Whatever you want to do, you set those trades up, do your TA. This isn't a strategy video. It's a bankroll management video that I got coming for you guys, where you do minus $1,000 is your stop loss and plus 2,000. It's a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, or I guess you call it, it'd be 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. We want the reward to be 2, not 1. So basically, if you were to get stopped out on all 3 of those trades, let's say you 0 for 3, okay, you're minus 3,000. Now you're not breached for the day. So when the calendar day starts and there's a counter on breakout prop, when the next day starts, you got a new fresh $4,000 basically, or $3,000 again. And if you go, you do the same strategy again, let's call it minus 1,000 and plus 2,000. If you lose all three of those again, now you telling me you lost 6 trades in a row, there's probably something wrong with your TA and you need to go back to the drawing board. I'm keeping it real. That's why this is like a bankroll management test. If you catch half of those though, if you just even catch half of them, you're gonna be green, because that would mean 3 of the times you caught plus 2,000 and 3 of the times you caught negative 1,000. That puts you at positive 3,000. You get what I'm saying? So this is a bankroll management strategy for breakout prop. I got a video coming like that. And so I started telling the story because I'm going to be making more videos, like evergreen videos, stuff like that. That it's all time, content creation is very time consuming. And so that's why I got to cut back on some of the daily live streams, because then I can kind of make better curated videos that people can revisit and pause and look over them. So that's kind of why I'm doing that. And then the Sunday show will be more impactful as well. So back to the charts right now. So we're looking at this, what was a bullish divergence. And the question is, has it played out, right? This is not exactly, I wouldn't call this an inverse head and shoulders, but you see things played out and it kind of came back at, we're hitting a pretty heavy line of support and resistance here, right? So it would be resistance right now. So now I zoom in, okay? And then we got the daily. Now we got a red dot on the daily, and I'm like, eesh. I am currently in shorts, breakout prop and in Phemex, all right? I'm in a lot. Let's see, I'll give you a sneak peek here of the breakout prop. I'm green on these ones. I started this new account doing that strategy. I just explained to you guys because I really just want to make an example and make a video just to show you what I mean. Like in real life, I'm doing the breakout prop strategy where these are minus, I don't even think I'm in the best. I'm gonna be honest with you. The first one I did was virtuals. It's a very strong ticker. I violated my rules. I'm telling you, when I follow my rules in my system, it's like I never lose. And the only time I lose is when I don't follow them. This one I was trying to rush and give an example here, but virtual is a very strong ticker. The others are not so strong. I generally like to say go long strength and then short weakness, but this is really what I did. And so I started, so in virtuals, it's minus, the stop loss is, actually the stop loss is higher, moved up, but really I was just playing with it before. But this would be minus 1,000 and plus 2,000. And I could fix that here. Then we got Ethereum. I jumped in it too fast. So remember, I'm not showing the strategy of position sizing per se, because I did go over that in the last live stream as well. But just the general idea was that these are 2 of them, which is, minus 1,000, minus 500 plus 1,000. I did 2 of them, almost the exact same entry. And then, because I had to look at the chart and see where I wanted to put the stop loss. And then I was kind of rushing when I did those first 2, to be honest with you. I was like, I want to make this video real quick. APT minus 1,000. So I was like, okay, I can make 2 that are minus 500 plus 1,000. And that's kind of what I did here and here. And then dot started performing so well, I cheated up a little bit. But I watched this, so I'll probably take profit, when they're both at 1,000, and then kind of stick to that strategy. The main point was the stop losses. This keeps you from getting breached all in one day. My whole passion is to make sure you guys don't get wrecked. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm trading. You see, I'm up $1,500 right now on the $100,000 account. I'll take it. I did this one little other one for good measure, and it's turned out to be working out pretty well. Just because I was just like, okay, this is still the account I'm trading here. So I'm like, I see an opportunity. I caught up here, and we're down here, and this is like a bearish ticker. I'm almost at a take profit. Like this is like this little bonus one, little bearish ticker though. And I'm like, I didn't catch the top of the other ones. I'm not really happy, to be honest with you, about my entry on virtuals. So I'm like, plus it's a strong ticker. This is one I might even just get out if I catch break even. But ultimately, you guys, I'm looking at momentum waves, right? I just made this example to show you how to operate bankroll management from inside of breakout prop. Bankroll management is a key to every strategy. Like, I don't even care if what someone else does a different trading strategy than me, a different setup than me, or whatever the case may be, or they don't look at momentum waves. If they don't have some kind of bankroll management built into their system, they're probably, like, over time it may work, but it also may not work. Usually the long-term people who do this is because they got some sort of place where they cut their losses or, know when to get out of a trade and take profit. Some sort of bankroll management that doesn't make you go down a sinking ship. The name of the game is survival. You're going to take small losses, small wins, small losses, small wins, and then maybe a big win comes. And then that will make up for all the difference. And that's really how trading works, is you got to get out when the trend goes against you. The trend is your friend till the end. And the reason why I think I'm early on this is because I'm betting on a trend change. which is risky. You should probably wait until we get a confirmation. So at least a red dot on the daily would be nice. Because even here's the thing, even if you miss the perfect top, that's okay, right? This is a kind of a big fair value gap here. This is Bitcoin, by the way, right? We're going to get into the altcoins more in a second here. But like, you'll catch a retrace. You know what I'm saying? This might hit like this. It might even hit like this. And it might come back like this. And if it doesn't get through, then it might come like this. So like, let's say you missed this. You don't got to necessarily chase. And if you do, you have a bankroll management that shows stop losses and things like that, you know? And that way, maybe you catch this one. Now, I want to zoom in a little bit more because I don't trade the daily. I just look at it to kind of like get that grasp on what's been going on. What's the environment looking like? So now kind of start zooming in. I first started getting bearish, if you will, after this red dot appeared on the 8 hour. Now, this is a high momentum wave. And as you can see, this red dot, you can't see it, actually, I'll show it. 96, that is a huge red dot. If you look back and past on the 8 hour, when is the last time a red dot was damn near at 100 on the 8 hour, right? We got to go back way over here when we had all this momentum to the upside after the election. This is November and December, okay? That's very bullish right now in momentum for a time that's like kind of uncertain. You get what I'm saying? This is not like there's no like guarantee all this is going to the moon next week. You know what I mean? I think we got a little over our skis. Doesn't mean price can go a little higher. I just think it's kind of due for a pullback. I probably shouldn't have entered anything on this first red dot because I called this days ago, earlier last week or this week, I guess last week. It's this week for crypto week, and crypto week ends on Sunday night and starts Monday morning UTC time 00, right? But the regular week starts on a Sunday. So just crypto week, if you're talking in crypto, this is the last day of the week. So usually you'll see the red dot on the 8 hour. This is just my observation of like the short-term trend. It usually pivots off this. It turns red. You got to have a downtrend to turn red, right? So that's what occurred here, right here on this candle. But then there's usually a retrace, and it usually goes a little bit higher. So that creates that bearish div. Sometimes it doesn't go all the way high, and then you come back down. That is my general premise and thesis. It is exactly how I was able to catch the bottom of this one. You see here, this time period earlier did the same thing. I was on the live stream. I was telling everybody in the Discord, it's the second green dot. This time it wasn't exactly a divergence because they're literally almost the same height, but same idea. I caught this one. I got in. I got out. Went back down again. I got in here, and then that was the big move up, right? It's like usually a second one. And I did the same thing here. That's what this arrow, this is when I first started live streaming, as a matter of fact. This was a month ago. So that is what my general premise when I seen that first red dot. I knew it wasn't the top. I had a feeling it wasn't the top, but like, man, like the big momentum has to slow down. Now, here's the word of caution. I won't necessarily call it a contradiction to what I do, but the caution is when you get a wave this big, like way above my 75% line, that's very strong momentum. So yes, certainly things can be over their skis, but they can stay over their skis. Have you heard the term, the markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent? I swear to God, that's true. Okay, I swear to God, that's true. And this is why we have stop losses. This is why, you know, if you trade on leverage, you have bankroll management on how much maybe you do a big leverage position as far as like 10x, 20x, 30x, depending on what ticker it is. But you're not risking that much money, right? So if you get stopped out, okay, so be it. And then you wait for that re-entry, because this seems like, oh, we're gonna have a big downturn, but it don't happen that quick when you got a wave this big. That's just kind of how it works. It's like, I would love for it to go straight up and straight down. Not likely, okay? Especially not on a strong ticker like Bitcoin. It may do it on a goofball ticker, which I'm about to get into in a second. This candle here, and so now we zoom in. I've been closely watching the 1 hour and the 10 minute. For my scalping strategy, this is what I watch. I'm not scalping these right now because I wanted to give the example in Breakout prop with this, you know, this trade here, which I'm up just under $1,500 right now in Breakout prop, where I set the stop losses already to show you guys that basically there's a bankroll management strategy built in. Sorry, looking at the trade, say, okay, I hope Trump tweets something positive. You know, and I said this too. I put this out in the Discord this morning and last night. I said, look, Sundays have been a lot of days where a positive news has been dropping. So be mindful of that. It doesn't mean it won't tank again on Monday, but there's been some wicks that come out of nowhere on Sundays. Now we're noon. My hunch, this is not financial advice. My hunch is if there's going to be news, it will happen by 1 o'clock. So by the time we off this live stream, if we don't get some epic candle, I don't know. I'm bearish. Not hella bearish. I'm not saying this is going to, I don't even think this move might happen immediately. Maybe tomorrow. This, by the way, right here is the 5-day moving average. This orange one. Let me pull it back up on the big chart. 5-day moving average is the orange one is the 5-day. And basically, you know, just I accidentally dropped in this anchored VWAP back here, like literally an accident when I was fooling around with the things over here. And I said, you know, we're going to keep it on there just as kind of a marking point, you know? And you can see we're way over at skis on that as well. We've been bullish. There's just no doubt about it. This candle's freaking huge. I think we're due for a pullback. And now we're hovering around this support resistance high volume area. And, you know, it's just a matter of when will things roll over. And we're going to see. This is kind of right, literally right now, it's kind of the test, right? This green dot is the strongest 1 hour green dot we've had in a while. And you can see it was kind of a little bit of a divergence it wanted to be, you know what I'm saying? Well, I guess you wouldn't call it a divergence, but we're kissing off of this 5-day moving average here, basically. And I made this 5-day moving average to showcase, it stays the same on any time frame. You know, sometimes if you create an EMA or SMA, it will change depending on your time frame. Like it actually moves because it's not a moving average of just the general real life time. It's a moving average of what time frame you are on. So it stays there no matter what time frame I'm on, exactly the same. So I just keep that. I don't want to have a million lines. I literally have all these indicators turned off. It can get too busy. I honestly feel like my philosophy is that there's just so many indicators that what happens is you get paralysis of analysis, where there's just too much information. You get conflicting signals. And I've looked into everything. I swear to God. I know some other people in the chat here have looked into everything. The smarter you are, the more you think, if I just learn more, I'll be a better trader. And it's a misnomer. It's the weirdest thing, man. After 6 years of doing this, it's like, that's not necessarily the case, right? Like the smartest person in the world is not necessarily the best trader. You get what I'm saying? The person who can identify trends is the best trader. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not necessarily all these indicators. It's like, how do you utilize them? And what happens is you start getting too many conflicting signals, which is why I kind of just simplified it, man. I said, look, I'm gonna just break it down to what matters to me and what works. When I look at people's charts and I see hella complicated shit, that don't mean they're wrong. It doesn't mean it doesn't work, but I'm like, man, all I know is there better be a bankroll management strategy somewhere up in there, because otherwise none of that shit means anything to me. So I've simplified it. I look at the other stuff, but what ends up happening is you start chasing price lines and doing other stuff and getting away from your core strategy when you have too much stuff. So this is just a guideline. 5-day moving average, just a guideline. You know, would I like to see it break through it? Sure. If I'm bearish, I would. Would I like to see this support line and resistance line get rejected off and go? Yeah, sure I would. It's not the end all be all though. A king's mentality. What's popping, man? Thanks for joining the chat. So what I'm looking at right now on Bitcoin is to see if this, I mean, you can see how much this has been breaking off and bumping off of here. I'm looking for it to bounce off again. Right now, we're in a, like I said, we're in a moment that's a kind of moment of truth. If it does that and, you know, and crosses that right there, that line, I think we're going down, boys. And ladies too. Where the ladies at? Make sure you invite your female friends to the Cassius Cuvée show here. But this could happen, you know, and this is the 1 hour. And I think that if and when that happens, then you start. Now I'm going to go through the time frame. Watch these momentum waves down here when I go through them. Got a lot of dots in the 1 hour, but let me start simplifying and we look at the other ones. Boom. Boy, in that 2 hour, that looks like a pretty sharp move up. Is it going to be one of these moves, or is it going to, like, you know what I'm saying? Is that a real deep dot? Is that the dot? I don't think so. I'm looking at RSIs trying to come down, money flow trying to come down. Everything's trying to come down right now. Can you share the link to this beat? Oh, is it? Oh, this song right here is it's on my YouTube channel. So mods, my mods in the house? Any mods? Let me, Kalichi, can I make you a mod? How about that? And then you can go get it from my YouTube channel. Let me make you a mod real quick. Let's see how to do this again. Add as a moderator right here. I made you a moderator, boy. Right on. Go to my YouTube channel. This song is Enter the Arena song. Let me go right here real quick. Enter the Arena. This is the beat right here. We could do a remix of it. That's this one right here. Can you see it? Oh, it's blocking the screen. Oh, the damn thing is off the screen. Oh. I'm just have to click it.
Starting 2025 with a positive vibe. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée.
So that's Enter the Arena beat right there. Why is this beat still playing in the background? All right, I want to stop that beat.
The good about the arena.
This is the arena beat right here, the song right here.
I'm checking out the charge.
So that's the one right there, if that beat in the background. All right, we're going to head back to the charts. Right on. Great question, though. I'm glad you like that beat, man. I made that one. Or actually, my homeboy made that one with AI. Yep. Clay in the house. What's up, man? Hootie-hoo! Right on. 8-week bear deer confirmed. You got the long term. We're gonna touch on that in a minute, Clay. The arena, baby, hits hard. Right on. Edema. All right, so, okay, here we are. The 2 hour. You want that arena beat in the background now. I got to go back. There we go. I'll put this one on loop. Put that one on loop. It's good background music. I always thought that beat was tight. I actually listened to it for months before I even jumped on the song. I was like waiting for the wrong song. I got some more music coming for you guys. I can't even tell it. I got one new song I'm going to debut at the end of this stream, though. All right? So stay tuned to the end of this stream. I got a new song. It's about someone you probably know. And I think you're going to like it. To me, it's a banger. And make sure you don't dip out early on this one, because it's a real song, not just the instrumental that I'm going to play. And Clay, we're going to get to that longer term in a minute here. Okay, so the 2 hour. Okay, we got a green dot on the 2 hour, right? Arthur Jacobson. Arthur, what's poppin', man? So here we go. Now I want to just watch these waves down here real quick. I want to show how they roll up. I'm going to say 1 hour. That's what we're looking at. 2 hour. 3 hour. You see they start forming into each other. Okay, 4 hour. Right, we got a 4 hour coming down, but now we're getting this big candle. Let's see what happens. 5 hour. 6 hour. You see how they start turning into one big wave. Now, I have to give a word of caution here, but eventually you catch up, and now you see the 1 day. Red dot on the 1 day, right? Now I'm like, okay, now we're positioning to get bearish, in my opinion. Could we see this and come back down? We could. We absolutely could. And I'm about to get into altcoins in a second. I'm just trying to see, we really are at the moment of truth right now. Matter of fact, so I'm going to zoom into the 10-minute. Boy, and this is giving me the example I just want to talk about. These flat-ass waves on Market Cipher B, they usually mean you're gonna have continuation in the place it's been going. So when you get a red dot, but you don't see one of these fall over, like that one doesn't roll, the wave doesn't roll over, and you're short, I'd be like, I gotta be careful. Either you got a high stop loss and you're prepared to take that, or you may even want to cut your losses and get out, depending on what time frame. If you were trading on the scalping strategy, you'd be considering getting out. You'd be at break even right now. You might be down a little bit. If you think this dot is about to turn red in 7 minutes, you might even want to get out, right? I'm sure there's a green dot on the 5 minute, right? And you might be down a little bit, but we're also not trading 100% with the trend. We are if we were going short right here. But the point is, over time in the system would even out, and you're eventually going to catch the big down move, eventually. And you're going to be out when the big move, you're going to be out when it's going like this, but then eventually you're going to be in when the big move like this comes, and then that's when you collect all your profit. But right now, this is probably going to turn green unless it rejects. We got 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes to find out when this is going to reject and come back down. And that's what I'm quote unquote betting on. Okay, we'll see. I have a bad habit of getting in too early. And I got to tell you, one of the truest things ever spoken is trade with the trend. The trend is your friend till the end. They say this. They've been saying that in TradFi for years. And if you guys notice, I know a lot of people here use Market Cipher. Crypto Face is the inventor of Market Cipher. Shout out to Crypto Face. You guys know I have a song with him. And if you watch him trade, he's kind of the king of trading with the trend. You got to love the guy's style. It's hard to copy someone exactly, which is why I'm a huge advocate for people developing their own strategy. Watch a bunch of people and you kind of figure out what works for you, when you can trade, your position size, what ticker you trade. You figure out those things for yourself. But generally speaking, trading with the trend is what you want to go for. And I think if I had to pick one thing from how Crypto Face trades, that's his MO, and it freaking works. And here's another reason why I'm going to talk about this too. Heikin-Ashi candles. Heikin-Ashi candles. Don't be afraid to switch to them. I have a little saver up here. I save them up. Favorite up here. And they kind of give you a clue on what the hell is going on. And there's a whole strategy on how you trade Heikin-Ashi. Again, I haven't made an evergreen video for this, but there's other ones on YouTube. I really just found some random ones over a year ago when I was learning them. But the point is, he likes to use them because he trade with the trend. He looks at both candles, as do I. I really like scalping, so I zoomed in, and you can't use Heikin-Ashi candles really for scalping because they are they're an average, and I need to be so precise. But certainly for looking at trends, they can kind of give you a clue on that. So this is Heikin-Ashi. This is the colors and stuff I made them. And you can adjust, you can customize everything in TradingView. And this shows you, okay, the trends were on the 1 hour, right? Yeah, bearish divergence. Yeah, we were looking at bear divs, Arthur. But just okay, we'll look at the 4 hour for a second here, right? A lot of stuff coming down, right? He's talking about, this is what he's talking about on the bearish div. We have this going up where I can even extend this line. There's already a line here. Higher high on price. Actually, just lowered it. It was here before. Higher price. And this, I literally have already drawn it here. I drew it when we first got this red dot is when I drew it. So that was Friday. So this was, and I put it in the private Discord. Or no, maybe I talked about it on the live show. I can't remember. But basically, this is why he's talking about a bearish div right here. I'm going to zoom in on this one time. So you see, you just for people who are new, you just double click on this to zoom in, or you click this little expand thing here. And then to get back out of it, same deal, just the opposite. You double click on it. So yeah, this is a anchor wave, and this is what we call a trigger wave. And now look, too, we're looking at it on Heikinashi. So Heikinashi is like an average. They use like an average of the candle before it and shit like that. I can't remember the exact formula. You can look it up. But it's basically an average which just kind of shows trends. And yeah, I mean, this on the 4 hour would look like a bearish trend. I mean, right? I mean, pretty obvious. But the color of the candles, and there's like rules on, you're supposed to go short on like the second candle with no wick. There's different strategies people have, but you know, if you will, or textbook, if you will, you're supposed to wait till the second candle, things like that. What's poppin', Andrew? And you can kind of obviously see, right? Obviously, right? Okay, here's my word of caution though, you guys. This is my word of caution, which goes against, right now I'm short. Okay, I'm short everything right now. My word of caution is, it's the weirdest thing. This is just my experience studying these waves. Sometimes when you get these flat waves, or you get these waves that, let me show you, like on a, the 6 hour or something, they give you a lot of this wiggly kind of down, but not the, we want to see one of these, you know what I'm saying? If you're short, sometimes it's a trick. Sometimes it's a trick. I hate to say that because I'm short as hell right now and it makes me a little bit nervous, but they do the silly slide down shit, and then boom, it's even kind of doing it now. I just think the reason why I'm more confident now than I was, say, yesterday is because we finally got a red dot here, but boy, that 1 day wave is still flat as hell, and that makes me nervous, to be honest with you. So it begs the question, where are your stop losses? Are you in? Do you want to cut losses, or do you want to take profit on a quick downwick? Like, these kind of things, I have to take all of them into consideration, but like, you want to think about those before you enter the trade. If this, you want to have an exit strategy before you enter a trade. That's really the key. So I'm just undoing all this stuff. So back to this now, right? So that's just generally speaking trends on Heikinashi candles. Oh, I do want to show it on the bigger time frame. So on the 1 day, we sure as hell ain't on a Heikinashi candle yet, right? Not going to be no red dots yet. On the 8 hour, it looks like that trend might have started though. Again, I'm just a little bit nervous of this. Hit me with one of these. It can happen. Well, let me take it back. What will happen is you'll print the green dot here. Price will give you one of these, but it could, like, for example, bounce off of this and come back down, and this will look like this for a second, or not even that high. Not even that high. It'll look like this for a second, and then that will create your epic bearish div on the 8 hour. You know what I'm saying? How that could play out that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, short squeeze. There you go. What's up, Crypto Plumber? You get what I'm saying? So that can happen. That's all I'm saying about being careful of these. Again, I'm in probably too early. And just so you know, when I'm in the private Discord, I'm giving you the real. I'm not like short right here. I'm not doing that. I will tell you what I'm doing, but I will tell you my level of conviction. So this is where it's not like, if I'm really high conviction, I'm like, bro, this is top. I caught the scan whip. I'm in the game. You get what I'm saying? I'll tell you the real. But if I'm not so sure, I'll say, look, this is a chance here. This is why my stop loss is here. This is why I'm doing a basket. And so I am doing a basket. So now let's move on to the altcoins real quick. This is what I'm watching right now that on Bitcoin. And let me put it back on regular candles. Will we actually break above this, or is this just this is going to end up being another wick above, right? Will this end up being a bearish divergence on this 10-minute here, right? Let me zoom in a little. This is 5-minute. Will it be? Oh, and this is what I said too. All the time frames do the damn same thing, and then you just zoom in, right? This is just the 10 minutes. You're not going to get an epic move off the 10-minute, but you're going to see this flat-ass wave. Boom, price shot up. I'm telling you, these flat waves, especially like on a 12-hour, that ain't the end of the top might be coming. The scam wick might be coming. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't necessarily, until I see it roll over, I'm not so sure. And sure enough, it did the thing. Went higher. So now let's see if this actually, how close are we? I'm zooming all the way in on the 100 minute. Man, we're bullish right now. What time are we? I mean, it's just afternoon right now for a Sunday. Cats away, the mice will play. Really won't know nothing until 4 a.m. in the stock market, pre-market opens. But like, yeah, we could get another short squeeze or something like that. Crypto plumber talking about short squeeze, possibly CME gap fill, and then reversal. You know what I'm saying? We could get that. Oh, Andrew said it got wicked out last night. Should have known better, but you know what? It happens though, and that's why you have risk management. Now, granted, you guys, I'm in, and I'm gonna go back for the people who just joined to my. We're gonna talk about altcoins now. Breakout prop. Okay, so I did the thing. If you were here 2 days ago when I did my live stream and I laid out the scenario, I kind of thought of it on the spot, and actually after the stream, I started a new account here for Breakout prop, just a fresh evaluation, and so I could have exactly 100 grand. And I said, look, the strategy, this is not a trading strategy, this is a bankroll management strategy, because I keep seeing people get breached. Let's just say, because I got a $100,000 account, you can only lose 4,000 a day or 6,000 overall. This is how you could, it's just one bankroll management idea. It's like, because you don't want to lose more than 4,000 a day, and that's why you get breached. If I'm going to get breached, hell, let me lose the full 6,000. At least I got another 2 grand to work with, right? So I took 3 trades, and I said, if you went negative $1,000 in each trade, you set a stop loss at negative $1,000 in each trade and positive $2,000 in each trade. If those all lose in day 1, then you only lost, you're not breached. So now when day 2 starts, I got another $3,000. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm utilizing my whole 6 grand. So you could say, okay, negative 1,000 on those and then plus 2,000 on those. Now, if I lose 6 trades in a row, there's probably something wrong with my technical analysis. I need to go back to the drawing board on my strategy and why I'm entering and exiting. This video, and so then I was able to make a video doing that because I could do it live, on the computer. I could screen record it and talk through it while I did it. So I got that video coming out. Again, the reason why I'm not doing so many live streams so I can make more of that content and go into the in-depth videos and kind of like edit them and curate them to kind of really drive home certain points. And then we're going to do the live stream once a week on Sundays. Everyone here, though, I'm keeping note of everyone here and everybody in the Discord. Please be active in the Discord because I got a surprise for y'all next Sunday. You're definitely going to want to tune in on time next Sunday. I'm doing Sunday at noon because I got a surprise for y'all. Your boy Cassius Cuvée always got a trick up his sleeve. But we're going to go over TA and all that other shit. But I got some fun stuff coming for us. And so, I'm glad you like this time right here, King Mentality. So, you're going to see another video coming. I just released a Phemex video for anybody who's brand new. How to just get started with Phemex and make your first spot trade in under 10 minutes. And then I got a part 2 of that I'm going to drop later today. And then I got to edit this video where I show how I decided to put in the stop losses. It's the basic math for basic bankroll management. I got that video coming. And I got more stuff coming. So I want to make some more of those evergreen type of videos because I want to help everybody from getting breached on Breakout prop. I don't want you guys to get wrecked. So that's basically what I did on these. And it made me not get the best entry. I was kind of rushing, to be honest with you. So this is not my favorite entry. This is the only one I'm down right now, virtuals. First of all, I don't have no business trying to front run a short on a strong ticker. This ticker is way too freaking strong, okay? It's way too strong. I shouldn't even gotten in on this one. I damn near, if we get like a little bump down below just to break even, I might just get out on this one and kind of reset because I don't even like this entry. The other ones are more bearish. Ethereum, Old Faithful, APT, and Polkadot. These been bearish. Even though, relatively bearish. Let me rephrase. Every time I say a quote unquote bearish ticker or bullish ticker, they're relative to Bitcoin, right? But they're like everything kind of pumped. So they're bullish in general, but like relatively bearish, meaning when there's a small pullback on Bitcoin, they'll outperform to the downside more than, relatively speaking, how they outperform to the upside. And then you want to try to catch a top. So you see, I caught a pretty good entry on my Polkadot. This was another little bonus one I just threw on here, and it's paying me more than anything, a second most after DOT. And this is the one I wasn't part of the strategy, but I was like, man, I just synced it, and I was like, let me get in. So these two I did only $500. It'd be negative $500, or this one was just a little trick one. But DOT minus 500. I kind of extended this a little bit. I care less about the take profit than the stop loss. I gotta set something because what if everything tanks while I'm asleep and I just give me my money? You know what I'm saying? But when I'm awake, I'm watching it because ultimately, I'm not deviating from my main strategy, which is watching market Cipher B. This is what I have to watch down here, right? That's the main thing. So now altcoins. So virtual going crazy, right? This ticker, let me go to the 1 hour. This ticker's been strong as hell, super strong, right? Again, I don't know if price is going to come all the way down here. They got listed on Binance, which is what causes this pump here. And they've been off to the races. I don't really know what's going to happen with them. Like I said, I have no business shorting them. And this is why I'm going to say I'm always keep it real with you guys. And this is why I didn't even I didn't tell everybody in the Discord, hey, you guys, you should short virtual. I didn't say that. I knew I was taking a risk. I actually jumped into it too fast, you know. I do think when it falls, it'll fall hard. Will it fall this much? I don't know if I'll be in it that long. But the general point is this one was kind of risky. It's bullish ticker. And as you can see, it's not trending down a little. Even though Bitcoin's not going sideways, it's kind of going up. So it's been bullish. This was a bearish ticker. This one turned out to be cool. Myro had a crazy pump here, and it kind of, or this candle's crazy. There was Friday. All the meme coins pumped that night. What time was this? 1900. Yeah, so that was late. But all the meme coins, so check it out. I'm gonna show you my Phemex account now. Shiba Inu. Booyah. I caught the top of this month. I was like, this is fake as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I caught the top of this. So now here is Phemex. Overall green right now in Phemex, not by a lot. Again, you guys, I'm too freaking early. Not by a lot, but that fucking Shiba Inu. I was like, what the hell? Meme coins pumped and everything else didn't really pump that much. So I was like, this is fake. You know what I'm saying? They had a pump out of nowhere. Look at this. I caught the top of this bad boy. It always feels good when you get a good entry, and then it sucks when you don't, which is why I'm kicking myself over that virtual. But this one, I said, come on, man. Now, did I know it would drop straight down like this fast? I can't say I knew that. You know what I'm saying? But that was basically the premise on that. And again, it's bankroll management, you stop losses, et cetera, et cetera. Degen, another favorite of mine. I had actually I took profit right here, which turned out to be a good play. Got in too early on the re-enter, but I had a feeling that this was not my entry, my best entry. It was just in case. And I re-entered up here, averaged down some. So that was premeditated. If I'm entered too early, I had a small enough position that I'm willing to do one more and then have my stop loss. So I'm green on it right now, but that's just, keeping it real with you guys. That is a different strategy than the scalping strategy, than the swing strategy. Like, know what strategy you're doing on what trade before you even enter that trade. That's what I'm trying to drive home. There's no one way to trade. Now, granted, some people do only trade one way. And if it works for them, it works for them. If that works for you, do it. Don't follow what someone else does, bro. Like, do what works for you, okay? But I don't really know how you learn anything until you try it. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, you got to try some of this shit with real money too, man. Like, this is why I'm a fan of Breakout Prop, because your downside risk is predetermined, all right? Like, I spent $800 to get a $100,000 account. The $800 is gone. That money's gone. But the good news is I can never lose more than that money. You see what I'm saying? Let me turn on my Breakout Prop discount code. So you guys are new to Breakout Prop, or if every time you do an evaluation, use the discount code. It's going to save you some money here. So I'm an affiliate of there, so you get a discount code, discount if you use my Breakout Prop code, GGRF7W. It saves you some money. I get a little commission, and everybody wins. But the main point is, so it's even a little bit less than $800. The main point is, the money is already spent. So psychologically, it is kind of playing with paper money, but I don't want to say that to you because it's real money. The upside is unlimited. We want you to pass the evaluation, and then everything after that is butter. You can make $100 a day, $1,000 a day, $5,000 a day. Don't matter how much money you make, you could cash it out every single day. That $800 is paid back for quick. And then even let's say you make $5,000 and then get breached. Well, hell, the next $800 ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like Breakout Prop in the sense of it's quote unquote like it feels like paper money, but it's real upside potential. It's just that it's not perfect for everybody. To me, it's 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other, where some people account like Phemex is better because then you get to set your own leverage. So it's one of those things where I kind of ask people like, I can't promise you this is better or that's better for you. It's just that Phemex, you can, just like a regular trading account, it can become a runaway train if you don't have the good discipline to keep averaging down. Whereas Breakout Prop, if it goes against you, you will get breached. And so you can't lose any more money, So that's why, and the other thing is too, is I always say do the $100,000 account. That's my opinion. But because what ends up happening, this is just what ends up happening. You win a couple trades and all of a sudden you're like, I want to make some damn money. Right? I'm sick of this $100 and $200. Man, I want to make thousands. And so what ends up happening, if you got like a $10,000 account, you end up using a big portion of your bag because you want to make real money, and then just one false move and you get breached because you can't go more than 4% in a day against you. And so that's why it's like, just get the $100,000 account and take your time. Then when you do $1,000 trade, $2,000 trade, $10,000 trade, it's not crushing. What am I using? I'm using $22,000 right now on all this. All this equals $22,000. That's only 22% of my whole bag. And I can make thousands off of that. You get what I'm saying? You don't need to use 100 grand. You could try it if you want to, but you start feeling like you're YOLOing after that. Again, you could YOLO if you want to, but you better have confidence. I could have YOLO'd when I saw Bitcoin at 75K. Shit, I could have, would have, should have. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to make a system. We're trying to survive long term. And then you catch those big ones and you cut the little ones. And that's why it's, some people, for my example, for a breakout prop, it was just a quick 2-to-1. We call it 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. But basically, it's not, a lot of people say 2-to-1 is not enough. Depends on who you ask. That's going to be up to you how you want to determine it. But I was just trying to give it to mostly for the downside risk, to say, look, even if you only hit half of your trades, and I've diversified across multiple altcoins, you might want to. Maybe you only trade Bitcoin. That's fine too, because sometimes it's better just know what ticker you're trading. I happen to know a lot of altcoins because I trade a lot of altcoins. I look at a lot of altcoins. And that's why I have my Discord group. I put that, I have a channel for the bullish tickers and the bearish tickers in the Discord group, so I can show you guys what I've seen. I wake up in the morning and I look at these. So that way I can kind of, this is, I want to show you just the bullish tickers. So here's the bullish tickers and the bearish tickers. I'll put them in here, you know, currently, and they'll be like that until they're not anymore. I'm not going to necessarily tell you when they don't look like that anymore. It's just like these are relatively bullish or relatively bearish. Okay. Let's look at Jasmine for a minute, right? Let's see how bearish it's been. Pull it up over here. If there's any tickers you guys want me to look at, drop it in the chat. Please drop it. Oh, and if you can like and share the video, like and subscribe, text it to your buddy, your girlfriend, whomever. Try to get some women in this thing for sure. But if you can like the video too, please, on YouTube. And after it's over, you make a comment in it in the main body. I'd appreciate that. So Jasmine, yeah, I mean, it was technically, it's been bearish, relatively speaking. You know, it's a little bit of a tricky alt, and altcoins are tricky, by the way. WLD, okay, I'll look at WLD in a second here. Right now, I think you might be new to the chat. I don't know if I recognize your name, Jata. I'll look at WLD in a second. So Jasmine, let's see where my entry was. Not great. It did a pump. I can't remember where I entered. Probably, I don't know where I entered. I probably caught it here, maybe. Oh, I can't show you. I'm not showing you guys. Phemex. I probably caught it here, maybe. I don't know. And then I probably caught it here. Oh, I think I did catch it there. I can't see. Sometimes Phemex, I won't show you the arrows. Show you the arrows when they're somewhere. You gotta like change the time frame. Oh, this is the 3 minute. Hold on. This is the damn 3 minute. Let me see. I don't know where the hell I entered this. I'm technically green right now, so I'll take it. I think this pump was the fake pump. I think I got in like, I might have caught like this wick and I thought it was the top. But I kept saying it in the Discord. I'm overall early. I'm giving you fair warning that what I'm trying to do is a little more risky. Now, when I have high conviction, I'll tell you that too. I'm like, nope, we're going down. This is the beginning of the turn. And that's why when I started this live stream, we were looking at Bitcoin on the daily. The fact that we got a red dot on the daily tells me, okay, finally. And I kept saying that I can't tell you to be bearish until at least we got a red dot on the daily. I just know that in order for a red dot to appear, price has to go down first. That's just how it works. Okay, you just know that has to happen first. So it doesn't mean it goes straight down. It could definitely do this, except for I'm in this particular case, I'm betting on that this support and resistance holds. In this case, it'd be resistance holds. That's what I'm betting on. I'm betting on, even if it does that, it's only going to do this. Ultimately, that's what I'm betting on. But then when you zoom in, what I'm really betting on right now, and the more current, is that this holds, and that this 1 hour ends up pulling back, and it ends up looking like that is what I'm kind of hoping on. I'm trying to see if this can make a lower. See, here's the thing. You got this here, lower low here, slight lower low here. And I could tell that this was going to give me a pretty good pump by the fact that this lower low wasn't that low. You get what I'm saying? Like the next pump would probably be a bigger one. And this is why I like scalping, because I'll tell you, man, TA is easier on the short time frames. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's so much harder to predict what's going to happen tomorrow than it is in the next hour or 10 minutes, bro. Anybody who tells you they know it's going to happen in 3 months better than in 3 weeks, better than in 3 days, better than in 3 minutes, to me, I don't really understand how they can say the future is easier to predict than the near term. I just don't. It's like, it doesn't logically make any sense to me. And the more I trade, the more I see that, which is why I'm a big fan of scalping, which I haven't even gone over the scalping yet on this live stream. And again, someone asked me to make a scalping video, and I've been meaning to do it, and I'm working with my editor. I'm trying to get him better. So that's why I'm looking at, that's why I zoom all the way in. So my scalping strategy, just so you guys know, involves the 1 hour and the 10-minute time frame. And you're looking at the waves down here in Market Cipher B. You don't even need all that. I don't even have time for all that other TA shit. I got my general support and resistance. And everything is Bitcoin first, and then altcoins who are relatively bullish or bearish. If I'm bearish right now, or yeah, if I'm overall bearish right now based on the environment, which I am, I'm thinking that we found somewhat of a top. Maybe it goes a little bit higher, but I think that this was the local time. I mean, God, we had a big move in a short amount of time, and it's not like, I don't know, not like anything groundbreaking is happening just yet. It'd be different legislation, but I don't know. We kind of had the big move after the election, right? So I think we're a little bit over our skis. So I'm bearish right now. Generally speaking, not like the world's ending bearish, just short term. Due for a pullback, I should say. Like Bitcoin could easily pull back to 88,000. You know what I'm saying? Like that's take us all the way back to last week. Like that's not that far. You know what I'm saying? But altcoins can go crazy. You know, you make a lot of money on some altcoins. You know, if they're like, oh, they're way over there. Something like just virtual is way over its freaking skis as far as I'm concerned. However, it's got a little bit of a unique story. It just got listed on Binance. They're still active. Find some shit coin project that's no longer real, that's over its skis. I don't know what the hell Jasmine does. Or Myro, these meme coins. Something that ain't fucking real. You know what I'm saying? Short that. ETH. ETH's real. But ETH has just been bearish as hell. ETH is like your safe bearish bet. Gives you a lot of wiggle room on the stop loss. It really does. But basically, first look at Bitcoin. So I'm zoomed in on the 10-minute now. Because you got to have the 10-minute rollover before the 20-minute rolls over, before the 45-minute rolls over, before the hour rolls over, right? So I'm seeing right now, like I said when I started this stream, we're at kind of a point of judgment day right now. It did break above this. It's holding above it. You know, how long will it go? I don't know. It could do one more at ease. But I'm looking now, so now I'm zooming back out to the 1 hour. I'm like, boy, that's a pretty start move up on the 1 hour for something that I think is relatively bearish. Then I look at some of the altcoins, and what are they doing? Well, they're not pumping anything crazy in the last 1 hour. This one, Jasmine is. You know, you got your list. Dot is, but Dot also had a big drop. I'm still up a lot on Dot. There are a lot of them trying to come back. But is it like, it's not like they're breaking way above. Well, we'll see. Like this is Judgment Day. Sunday, the weekends have always been wonky, especially the last few of them. Nothing that crazy happened this weekend. Actually been relatively dead. We're gonna see if news drops by 1 o'clock. Looks like 3 more minutes till 1 o'clock my time. And I'm saying because we've had bullish news, or any news I should say, been happening on Sundays, not Saturdays recently. Out of, you know, whoever, the administration or, you know, whatever kind of news that might move markets, maybe in another country. And so my thesis is that like Monday things sell up. Plus, okay, the other thing too is the NASDAQ. I want to say the NASDAQ has been bullish, y'all. I'm gonna put it on the daily. The NASDAQ has been bullish, right? So I you know, people want to say the decoupling or whatever. I don't know. I kind of got to see more than 1 week to prove it. On the Breakout Prop newsletter, he's like, I guess so much for decoupling. The NASDAQ went up and so did Bitcoin. I'm like, yeah, that's not really a test in one way or the other. The question was, Bitcoin was holding up when this was going down, but now the NASDAQ had its pump, came back like this, and now we've had a very bullish week. We're kind of sitting right here. I don't even draw it on a chart. Right here at the NASDAQ's resistance line. I mean, we're sitting right on it, you know, resistance zone, whatever you want to call it, line zone, whatever. I like to make support resistance white. Is kind of my go-to. I'm gonna get to WLD in 1 second here. So, you know, there's a very good chance we see a sell-off on Monday, and what I want to see is if that sell-off on the NASDAQ ends up, you know, translating to Bitcoin and crypto. My hunch is it will. That is my hunch. So we'll see. And I mean, it's not just my hunch. I got money on it. So I'm hoping I don't get Scamwick stopped out before then, is really what I'm hoping for. But to me, when I see moves like, when I see moves like this, these big candles down, come on, man. When I see the big move down like that, to me, that's a sign of somebody trying to push these prices back down and start like a downtrend. I feel like that was a head fake. Look how tall that wick was. And we might get one more of those, but then it won't be as tall as this one. And before you know it, you start to see a downtrend start to emerge, you know, where this line is like this or something. You get what I'm saying? We don't make a higher high. I'll even leave that on there, right? And in the Discord, I'll revisit it tonight or something. You know, we only got to wait. I think we got to wait, like I said, till 1 o'clock. No crazy announcements happen. Give me till tonight before bed, and I'll be taking a look to see if we do one of these, you know, on Bitcoin. And then what does that mean for the rest of these guys that I'm in right now? You know, I'm in a lot. If you look at Zillow, See, these kind of these feel like somewhat like enough is enough. See, here's like the way the markets work is that eventually you just run out of buyers. You know, especially on like some shitcoin or something. Like there's not like who is the new money coming in? Bitcoin's been a different animal. So I use it as like a gauge, but Bitcoin's been holding up strong. The fact that Bitcoin's at 94,000 right now, right? You want to look at the weekly, Bitcoin's at Bitcoin's retraced all of this. That ain't how the rest of these look. You know, this ain't, look at this Ethereum. Ethereum should be up here if it was as strong as Bitcoin, right? Polkadot, what the hell is it doing? Down here. All these are way down here. You get what I'm saying? This ain't, Bitcoin is the anomaly. This is Bitcoin cycle. You know what I mean? Tron has been strong. So Tron has been strong. There's a few strong ones, and there's less strong ones than weak ones. Again, I try to call these out in my strong channel. Tau, been relatively strong. You know what I'm saying? Solana, been relatively strong this cycle is what I'm saying. Fartcoin was the chosen meme coin. It hasn't been out for a whole cycle, but it's been relatively strong. Remember, I made over 500% from the bottom here. I caught Fartcoin when Bitcoin was 75,000. So I caught that one up. That was like 570% or whatever the hell it was, right? So that was a big move. I could have, would have, should have stayed in it maybe, but that's okay. I mean, I'm more or less a short-term trader now. And that's even these shorts. I'm prepared to take profit even if the actual take profits don't hit, because I'm looking for momentum first. I feel like I just feel like we have a chance for a really big move on the downside, and there's more bearish tickers than bullish tickers. And so you short the bearish tickers and you go long the bullish tickers, and you don't fight it like I did here. See, I'm fighting this one like a fool. This is not a bearish ticker. I shouldn't be shorting it. And that's why it's the only one that's red on breakout problem. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to show you my quote-unquote mistakes as well, so we can learn from those and avoid them. Because I'm telling you, the only time I lose is when I don't follow my own system. I got the system. Follow the system. Look, slave to the system, you master the money. Become a slave to the system and you master the money. I'm telling you, it's all about just sticking to your own discipline. You know what I mean? Like, we're smart enough to come up with a system, but are we like disciplined enough to stick to it? That's really what it is, and that's all about part of trading psychology. That's what all of this mostly is becoming. We're all smart enough to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? So you get your good system going. Mine is we go short weak tickers and go strong. Don't fight it. Don't try to short a strong ticker. You know, I thought maybe the pump was fake at first because I had my reasons, because it was just a listing. I thought it was a hype coin, but you know what? It's not good to fight a hype coin. I've learned that the hard way too many times. The other one is, Bitcoin's been a strong ticker. I don't short Bitcoin. I find some shit coin that's over its skis. In this case, this cycle is mostly meme coins. They went bonkers. And now if I show you my private account, I posted sometimes on Twitter, I'm up 4,000% on like 30 coins. Like, I'm not exaggerating, like, because I caught the freaking top and I just 50x shorted. I knew that hype was fake. It's kind of so sick of meme coins, to be honest with you. But, you can trade anything. Trade a ham sandwich. It doesn't matter, right? I'm a blockchain enthusiast. Don't get it wrong. I teach short-term trading, but I'm a blockchain enthusiast. All right, I promised we would look at WLD, and then I got a custom song. Stay tuned. I got a brand new song that nobody's heard yet. I'm gonna drop it. Just a teaser. It's a intro song from my homeboy, a kind of a big influencer. You guys probably know his name, so you're gonna hear it in a song in a minute. Cause boy Cassius Cuvée. I'm always giving a great shout out to everybody who supports me. He was the first one of my influencer friends who jumped into my live stream, and I pulled up a beat and wrote that song that night. So this is a month ago now. So if you guys know who it was, if you were here on my live stream number 3, and first 2 live streams were kind of BS. I was literally learning the equipment and shit. My live stream number 3, my homeboy jumped into my live stream. He got 160,000 subscribers, way bigger channel than me, but he jumped in to check on me. So shout out to my man. If you guys know who he is, I made a song for him that night. And I've been promising him a theme song for his show for a while. So I'm going to play that in a little bit here. But yeah, Shiba Inu, all of these ones. All right, WLD. That's what we're about to look at. WLD. Oh, there you go. Crypto. I was looking at stocks last time. Let's see if I can find it on Phemex. If not, it doesn't really matter. Bybit is fine, because Bybit is where Breakout properties. Okay, so this doesn't just a quick glance looks more or less the same as a lot of the altcoins that have had the recent big pump, right? Probably a small market cap. I wish I had market cap on here. I have to look it up, but I don't need to just for this. So let's look at it, right? So, okay, let's zoom out for a minute. This is the daily. Okay, so like I said, the first thing, let's say I don't know nothing about nothing. First thing I'm going to do is kind of assess the overall, I'm glad we got a little bit of history, is assess the overall environment that we are currently in, right? So I've been trading crypto so long, I remember what happened back here in 2023. Things started finally pumping. Looks like it just came to fruition, or at least the perpetual contract came to fruition on August 2023. We got the big pump in February, right? 2024. It has been downhill ever. It peaked in, I'm sure it was April 1st when I first started doing this leverage trading hardcore, right? Came all the way down, or April 1st was here. It's one of them ones that is like, ugh, for the long-term bag holders, it's a tough one. Listen, I feel your pain. I got 1 million coins that look like this. I'm still sitting there holding $20 in them or whatever, right? So, okay, this came all the way down, right? So this reminds me of one of 100 coins I can think of, right? Something on this list over here. Oh, I'm not even on TradingView. My bad. TradingView. Let's go back. My bad. Okay, so pay attention. All right, look here now that I got on the screen. This is WLD. So my man gave a special request here in the chat, so I'm gonna look at it. This was 2023. We had the big pump at the beginning of February of 2024. It peaked here. This is a little bit before April. It blew over its skis and started coming south, and it's been ugly ever since, right? This is the daily on WLD. Had its repump resurgence here after the election, and it didn't even peak. Even again, this is a bear sticker. Okay, that's all I'm going to tell you. What is this bounce then? This bounce is almost the equivalent of post-election bounce. Pretty freaking strong. All right, so I'm already like, okay, it may have got over its skis right here. We're on the daily now, right? Look, it ran right up again here. I'll draw it on here. It ran right up against to the dollar on support and resistance. This resistance line. Look at this, right to this last wick. That's scary. You know what I'm saying? So that's so if you're looking to go short here, maybe you catch a pullback, but this is heavy resistance right here. You know what I mean? Extending all the way here, right? So this is a tough one. Now we're going to zoom in, right? So we're looking here, no red dot yet. And here's the thing, too, I was going to say this too. The altcoins they lag sometimes. They want to make sure that we are in a new bull run or whatever, right? And they lagged and then they caught up, and a lot of them did this, but then that reversal can happen slower too, which again is why I say sometimes I jump the gun and I get in too early when I start shorting, because I can see it coming. I can see the reversal coming, and I'm usually right when I say the reversal is coming, like around the corner. But when you're, very specifically trading and zooming in and doing the position sizes I'm doing, like you gotta be accurate on the exact timing sometimes, unless you have a good stop loss. Bankroll management. So, its red dot has not printed yet. In 3 hours and 52 minutes, it will. Okay, there's 3 hours and 52 minutes left. And I would be willing to bet you. Join my Discord if you're not already in there, and I'll call this one out if we get a red dot right here. I think we will. This is market Cipher B down here on the oscillator. We'll probably get a red dot here as soon as this wick closes. This candle closes. I just know that from looking at it. This is a pretty big pullback, relatively speaking. It hasn't showed up. It might show up even before that, right? So now let's zoom in a little bit. We keep zooming in. I mean, this is looking like a nice big peak here Saturday, 9 a.m. We're going to keep zooming in. Okay, it's trying to get a little give back finally, but boy, it looks like it hit a brick wall on that resistance. It's trying. You see how these waves, they keep expanding, right? The dots, and now they're spreading out a little bit, and that's what it does, right? That's what it does. And again, we could see a little bit of one of the if I'm long here, or we're thinking about going long, I gotta see a break above this. Like, I'm not going long right here hoping for the home run. I gotta my Cassius Cuvée short thesis got to be wrong for this to go long. You get what I'm saying? Like, it ran out of gas. It ran out of buyers. Like literally, right? Like, that's literally how markets work, right? You need money to go into this, Market makers aren't helping anymore. We need some upward manipulation, right? And but just on the side note, how come everybody cries manipulation when the price goes against them, but never when it goes for them? Never goes your way. It's never manipulation then, right? It's only manipulation when it goes against you. I said, look, man, manipulation happens in both directions, and our job is to try to get out in front of it. Ride the wave. Ride the wave is all you can do. So this one could hit one of these. You'll want to see, if it does, because then that would be, by the way, that would be a head and shoulders, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder, So this is momentum going down on a 2 hour. Oh, this is the other thing I've been looking at. I'm remiss to say this. The RSIs on market Cipher B. I don't talk about them a lot, you guys, but I do look at them more than I let on. Market Cipher B, Market Cipher B, Market Cipher B. I'm telling you, down here is 80% the cake, and up here is the frosting, okay? Check out your RSIs. That is the green and the purple, okay? I made a video. The funny thing is, one of the first videos I ever made about Market Cipher was about the RSIs. If you go back on my channel here, I've got a video about the RSIs here because they're important. They're a little bit harder to quantify, which I won't say I trade directly off of them. But relative strength index is just that. A lot of people think, oh, it's overbought or oversold because the RSIs. That's not exactly how it works. It really does mean relative strength, and it kind of is a momentum indicator. When the RSIs are real high like this, it means things are going up. But when they start to give you a legitimate point down, let's see. That's the thing. None of these have rolled over yet, but they're starting to point down on a lot of tickers right now. Now, are they, break below? The purple one has less smoothing than the green one, so you're always going to front run the green one a bit. Green one's, the average is a little bit more, it's called smoothing. So it takes longer to react. But I'm looking at RSIs coming down, money flows coming down on multiple tickers, by the way. Multiple tickers. Here's the 4 hour. Going through them here. Everything about it looks like it's telling me it's starting to roll over. But what it does mean is this, though. Where do you want to enter? Let's say you're going to go short here. Okay, the 1 hour got a green dot right here. We're not going short yet. You feel me? We're not going short yet on this. We need to see we need to see this play. Let me tell you something. If this does break down, if this don't do shit, like if this goes like that, it wouldn't look like it wouldn't go this low on this is already way deep here, but like I'm thinking we're gonna get at least a little something. But let me tell you something. Things start doing this, you have price start doing this, a lot of people, this is a Market Cipher for everybody out there who uses Market Cipher. This is like a Market Cipher misnomer. Market Cipher core strategy will tell you, I'm gonna give you a little tip here. Market Cipher core strategy will tell you, right, like the uneven butt cheeks and shit, right? And that's real, that's legit, right? You're looking at bearish divs or whatnot. Let's whatever. All right, let's see. Bear div, right? Here and here. I want to try to get to the list more even. Like 2 hour. Bearish div, right? Price is making a higher high. If this makes it easier for you guys. Price making a higher high. Just slightly. I'm exaggerating a little bit on the lines, but this is certainly making a lower low, right? A bearish div, if you will. Meaning that a price drop is coming. Okay, a bearish divergence. What Market Cipher, that's telling you when to kind of like enter a trade, but there's another piece of that that's important. When these waves flip to the underside, right? This is all up here because we were bullish. And we know to enter when this happens up here, and it's very easy to see the uneven butt cheeks up here. However, when you're bearish, you see a lot of these are down on the bottom side too? Like, it's similar idea to the bottom side as well. Similar idea. You don't have to wait until the waves are up here, because I was one time doing a one-on-one with someone, just so you guys know, I do one-on-one consulting, and he's like, oh, I don't want to enter down here because Market Cipher strategy tells me enter up here. I'm like, well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is the same thing. It's just upside down and then with the trend. If you've got momentum waves, if you're short, you're trying to short, and you got momentum waves doing this below the zero line, that's not necessarily the end of the move. You might be right in the thick of the move. You get what I'm saying? These are not bad. This is a good thing. The chances of these come all the way back up here is kind of slim, actually. You get what I'm saying? Someone rode these down like this, and even look, and even one more here, and this was the div, and they caught it. Man, hopefully they got out right here. I was like, okay, enough's enough, because now this was a div going back up, and that was they queued to exit. So don't be afraid to start shorting after this kind of shit starts happening. You actually might, you didn't necessarily miss the move. We want this to finish rolling over and get negative, but we're early. Like I said, if we're way up here trying to short, we're kind of early. But once you start getting, because this is a momentum wave to the upside, so even though it's up here, price is still going up. But once it's going down here, even though it's below the zero line, that means price is going down. So you're trying to catch a red dot on one of these little ones. This is Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin is kind of a bad example to short because it's so freaking strong. Let's say Ethereum. Let's just look at Ethereum. Let's see. Right, been strong. We got a lot of big waves up here. Can go back. We want to catch some of this shit when it was bearish, and at least on the Market Cipher website, right, when CryptoFace teaches you the Market Cipher core strategy and stuff, like, because we talk about where we want to first enter, but you're not always in the perfect position up here. Sometimes we're down here. Well, now what do? It's the same thing. Try to visualize it, but underneath, you enter on this red dot here. See what I'm saying? It's kind of the same thing as the divergence, just underneath. So this is coming down because this is what we want, right? For shorting, we want momentum wave. The first big momentum wave down here, it doesn't mean the next one's going to prop price all the way up. No, on the contrary, it means there's low momentum waves. So now we got to watch price and try to enter here. You get what I'm saying? It's harder on the 2 hour. You zoom in, Now when you zoom in, this is where you can do it on a 10-minute or whatever, right? So this is why my core strategy for scalping, the Cassius Cuvée core strategy, using Market Cipher, is that I'm looking for the trend to first be my friend on the larger time frames. Even higher than the 1 hour would be nice, but now technically we got it because I got a red dot on the daily. Oh, this is ETH. We don't see the altcoins are lagging. We don't have a red dot on the daily on ETH. I bet you we will. Ooh, it's kind of close. Hard to say. I bet you we will. So after 5 o'clock is 5 o'clock my time is when the crypto day ends. It's UTC 0. We either will have a red dot or maybe not because it's not that low yet. But the point is, once we do, now I'm looking for my short entries, my short scalp. Look at this long, flat ass 12 hour. See, that shit don't roll over. You always catch another big pump when you see that flat ass wave. So shorts, beware when you see a wave like this. Beware. Even though we already had a red dot here, you catch another one, and that's when until you get that retracement on the 8 hour, and that's when that 12 hour wave looks like this. But then eventually, after you catch that one, eventually it will roll over, unless you're in the super, super hype cycle, super, super crazy, like after the election, which I do not believe we are in right now. That's why I believe this is the top of this cycle. When I say top, I mean like not forever, just for this week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like of the weekly cycle. This is Ethereum, right? So now, okay, I'm zooming in. When do I want to enter a short here? I'm already in right now, but if I was putting new money to work, I start looking, I start zooming, because now on a 30-minute, yeah, you will catch a big peak on a 30-minute or something like that. Is this 30 minutes starting to roll over? Uh-oh, right here. Starting to roll over. Let's see on the 10-minute, right? You're going to always catch some waves up on the 10-minute. Oh, we got a miniature bear div on a 10-minute. 10-minute bear div doesn't mean a lot, you guys, but it is the thing. I mean, it's not really going higher. Price is about the same, but you see the momentum wave going lower. It was the point of this. And, I caught that big drop there. So let me see what else. So let me see it here. Hold on. Clay says, check out the NASDAQ 8-week money flow. Oh, we want to look at the 8-week. Andrew, Sundays, wait till after 6:30 Eastern, which would be 3:30 my time, when the CME gap opens up. Yeah, so CME opens on Sunday. Yes, good call out. CME opens up at 6:30 Eastern time. So that's the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Yeah, your boy Cassius Cuvée knows what CME stands for. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange, I think I got it right, is where Bitcoin is traded. And so a lot of people use the CME gap. That's the whole strategy around the CME gap. Gotta make a video about that. I don't know if I believe it, but there's some statistics that says it fills 85% of the time or something like that. The gap will fill 85% of the time. I don't know. It's a matter of when it fills. So, does that mean it'll fill before the next gap occurs? I don't know. Not always, but a lot of times it does. So it's worth looking at. As a matter of fact, I have it on my screen here. So I have it turned off right now, but I have the CME gap in trading view. Here it is, Bitcoin CME gap. So the blue line is the weekend. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Blue line is the weekend. I kind of like this. I do like this indicator a little bit. So the blue line is the weekend, when the weekend starts, like 3 o'clock or something, right? 2 o'clock, I guess, 5, 4, 1500. And so then, we don't have a big gap though showing, do we? I mean, don't look like it for me here. Oh, this is Ethereum. Let me put on Bitcoin. Okay. So there's a little gap, right? So the gap would be the difference between this blue line and where the weekend opens, basically. Because like the weekend closed here and the weekend open here. So the theory, just really roughly, is that when it opens, so he's talking about the 6:30 time, right? That Bitcoin will fill this gap, this little gap here, not real big. We've had some big ones in the past, but it'll fill this gap before price reverses, at a minimum. Now some people will say, that doesn't mean price will reverse. Let me clarify. Just because it fills a gap doesn't mean that's the end of the day and it's always gonna. No, not necessarily. It just means that price will go up and maybe it continues up, but it means price will fill the gap. Like if you're bearish, price will probably fill that gap before it reverses. And you know what? All of this is kind of fitting into, without even looking at this until right now. I didn't even look at this. it is actually fitting into my bearish thesis, right? I kept saying, we could have, remember I drew this line early in the live stream. I drew this line. Coincidentally, it's right above the gap. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You can land on the same TA in more than one way, right? Let me see some love in the chat if you agree with that. You can land on the same TA in more than one way. Oh, and make sure you guys vote in the poll. I'm about to release the poll results. But like I said, this might come like this. I even called it out. I said we might bounce off this, and then if that does, we'll have another line here. That could happen, and that could do that, and it fulfills the gap, and everybody wins. Everyone gets to be right who is short, right, for whatever reason, right? So that could happen. Again, I wasn't even looking at the gap, and that is playing out like TA is a hell of a thing. But let me tell you something. None of this means shit without Market Cipher B. I'm sorry, I need momentum waves to back it up. I was starting here, and then sure. Then we do the frosting. We write happy birthday real beautifully at the top. I'm pretty good at writing happy birthday on the cake too, y'all. My resistance line has been money. You know what I'm saying? Bouncing off of here. I do this before here. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then I put this other one here. Boom, it bounced off. I promise you can go back on my live streams and shit. I drew this shit before it got here. And it's been holding true. And then I posted on Twitter. I said, look, we were right here. I said, this is judgment day. Either price breaks to the upside or breaks to the downside. And whichever one wins, that's either going to give us a red dot on the daily, or we're going to continue higher, because technically we're not bearish till I see a red dot on the daily. Sure enough, and I had some trades already open shorting, so I saw this and I thought that was the scam wick, so I got in my shorts, and I was right. You could say I quote unquote guessed right, but I used the tools I had and I did my risk versus reward, and I said fuck it, we're gonna go. So as I sit here right now, I feel comfortable in my shorts. I mean, obviously I'm up. It's nice. Listen, it's nice to be up. Up $1,459. It's nice to be up in the breakout prop shorts. Mad at myself on virtual, but this is also why you diversify, right? That was my whole point. I didn't say go minus 3,000 plus 6,000 on one ticker. I said do 3 tickers of minus 1,000 and plus 2,000. Or even better would be, because I was just thinking of shooting from the hip, I would say 6 tickers minus 1,000, minus 500 plus 1,000 gives you a minus 3,000. So that way you've got 6 tickers. You could say, I got to be wrong on all 6 of these mugs in order to lose minus $3,000 for the day, or for however long this trade lasts. So you're diversified a little bit. That's my approach. Just in case you get one wonky one like this one. Luckily I didn't put all my eggs in the virtual basket, right? So, and then also on Phemex, I kind of went, I'm not gonna lie, I went a little heavy on Phemex. I'm green right now. I'll take the green. I went a little heavy, a little early. However, Phemex, just the way I'm doing the bankroll management is a little bit different. They've got all roughly like 10x leverage, most of them. And so some a little bit lower. DGen, you want to do a little bit lower unless you really think you caught the top. I knew I was early, right? I felt like I was early. And so that's why I said, okay, well, I'm going to do my bankroll management in such a way that my stop loss is higher. Is basically, again, it depends on the trade, but I like to be diversified. And then I'm also an opportunist. When I seen Shiba Inu pump, I was like, give me risk versus reward. I want that, And this is honestly how you should be waiting on everything. Why did I go early, right? That was stupid. You want to wait for that crazy pump and then enter. That's really what you want. And you see how it's still going down here. And I was saying, this is what I was showing before. Like, don't be afraid to short when the waves are already down here. You don't want to only short when it's up here. Down here is where you're getting that money. The trend's your friend when the momentum waves are below the zero line if you're shorting, right? And then again, the way you determine is you just got to zoom in, and then you start playing. This would have been a great ticker to scalp, short, because you would have been selling every red dot, and then you get out when the green dot comes and sell a red dot. That's how you do the shorting strategy, Because ain't no telling when it's gonna blow up in your face. That's why I have that get out when the opposite dot comes your way. That was all I had for you guys today. I mean, look, I'm up 1,500 on breakout prop. I'm not mad at it. Since I just started a brand new one, because I was like, look, this is gonna be. You can have one other evaluation one. This is the one that I'm gonna do that strategy, make that video. I got more video coming for you guys. Oh, and now we're gonna play the song. All right, we're gonna play the song as promised. There's no music video for it. It's for my man Tom Crown. How many of you guys watch Tom Crown? Show some love in the chat. We're gonna end the poll here. Come on, poll. All right. Will the next week's candle be green or red? We got 71 green and 28% red. Wow. That's a lot more bullish than I thought. I got a lot of bulls in the chat. All right. Oh, chat. We didn't check out the NASDAQ 8-week. I'm getting to you, Clay. Let's do the NASDAQ 8 week. My bad. Let's do that. I got to do that first. NASDAQ 2 month. NASDAQ 100. NASDAQ 2 month. Why do we trade crypto? Just buy. Here we go. Why do we trade crypto? The stock market is literally rigged to go higher. Okay. Okay, what are you saying? Check out the NASDAQ 8 week money flows. Okay, it's stagnant. It's pointing down. Bear div. So yeah. Okay, here we go. This is what he's looking at here. Higher high, clearly, right? And clearly down here, lower low. It don't really get more clear than that. Ouch. And this was January of 2022, right? So the end of last cycle. For me, it's hard for me to trade off of a 2 month thing unless you're like playing cycles, which you can and I will. And the next time, I think the bottom of the cycle, which always happens for the stock market, is basically right at the midterms. It's like a crazy statistic. I don't go by all the weird statistics they have. Listen, last time, 86% of the time this happens. But this happens 100% of the time. I'm about to give you some game. This is some alpha for the stock market. Not crypto, for the stock market. The stock market cycles are also similar to 4-year cycles, or 2-year, if you will, as a half a cycle. I'm telling you, this is a true statistic. The stock market, 100% of the time, and you can't say 100% of the time very often, 100% of the time, 100% of the time, the midterm elections of the stock markets are higher 1 year after the midterms. So 100% of the time, 1 year after the midterms, the stock market is higher than the midterms. Every single time. And everybody knew that last cycle, to 2022, and that was the bottom. Here. Look at this. Right here. You know? And it's not necessarily the bottom, but it means 1 year later it will be higher. So sure, you might go a little bit lower, but this was the bottom. Actually, it was the bottom this time. Everyone knew that this time. And then boom, off to the races. So my hunch/opinion, if you will, let's say you built up, say you want to sell long-term bags or real estate, whatever it is, and you're trying to hold some cash, I would say wait for the midterms, bro. And you'd go into the freaking NASDAQ or the S&P 500. You know what I'm saying? Or some Coca-Cola, I don't know, some stock that pays you a dividend, something that is a guaranteed winner over time, and that's when you load up on these cycles here. So what he's looking at here, what Clay is showing up here, right? Clay, tell me if you agree, Clay. What he's showing up here is this bear div, meaning that we got a higher high and a lower low here, is that basically this price, could drop. Now, how low it drop, I don't know. It's a stock market. The shit always goes up, right? But let's see, when is it? I just happened to kind of basically, so 2026. We're looking for November 2026, which would be here. Let's just see if it worked its way like that. You know what I'm saying? That's very conceivable for the stock market. Sideways chop, it gets spooked at summertime, and then of next year even, and then boom, you catch the bottom here, and then it goes back up again. I don't give a fuck who's in office. I don't give a damn what's going on in the midterm elections. Just the fact that they happen is enough. The market will find a reason to be hopeful no matter what party wins, no matter what the hell goes on. Like that, just the fact that it's happening, and we're past that catalyst. And Jesus, look at this big ass. You can't ignore this. Look at this big ass red dot on a 2 month. You know what I'm saying? RSI is starting to point down. He's talking about money flow pointing down. Even the VWAP part starting to point down. Again, I can't really trade off of this unless I'm trading cycles. But things look bearish to me. I don't know. Look, and then look at market Cipher B on Bitcoin. If you want to look at the monthly. And this is I got a little secret surprise. You guys know the Flopping Groper? Crypto Face's brother, Flopping Groper. You got to make sure you follow his channel and stuff. I'm going to be interviewing him tomorrow. Unless there's a scheduling conflict or something. And so that will be coming out on my channel. He called out this on the monthly. And I was looking at the same thing. That's why I said, bro, I got to have you on my channel. It kind of to him, he had me on his channel, Market Cipher's channel, on Trader Spotlight. We are fucked for 4 years. Time to start a business and get cash flow. Okay, first of all, actually, yes. And this is true for any trader. I want to say this. You want to have cash flow as much as possible. You want to have some income. It makes you a better trader when you have income, because then you're not thinking about your trading money is your trading money, and it doesn't, your lifestyle shouldn't depend on if you win or lose trades. You get what I'm saying? You have your trading bag. You want to grow that and not think about the rest of your money. So I agree with you, Clay. You want to have cash flow coming in. So, or start a business. Absolutely. Start a business. whatever the case may be, you want some cash flow, but you can short also, Clay. We're not fucked for 4 years. I don't mind short. Listen, my meme coins are up 4,000% shorting the hell out of those. So you can always short. There's always a market somewhere. You don't have to go long. That's for damn sure. Okay? Especially with leverage, and crypto always falls. So, that could be the case. But this is what I specifically want to ask Flop and Groper about this tomorrow, because he's not trying to make a big hoopla out of it, because this is a longer term trend. Obviously, you talk about monthly here, but this here is looking risky. Now, here's the other thing that I've been calling out too, and I think Clay will agree with me on this, is, I got to look at the other Bitcoin. That was the perpetuals one. This is like the Bitcoin for the Bitstamp, right? So it goes back all the years. This is 2021, and that's a bear div, if you will, pointing down, right? This is going obviously higher highs, and this is pointing down. Ugh. Can scare you a little bit. It doesn't mean price comes all the way down to 15,000 again. That's not what that means. It just means like, okay, a lot of people, not just us, think that this potentially is what we call a dead cat bounce. And I'm not convinced either way yet. Honestly, this cycle is different in the sense that the all-time high happened before the halving. That's never happened before. And so what does that mean? Well, to some people, that means there's a super cycle and we're going to the moon. Other people are like, well, maybe that just means everything happens earlier this time. And this pump was, you know what I'm saying? Like there's kind of two schools of thought. To me, it remains to be seen, which is why I zoom my ass all the way in and I just make the money while it's staring me in the face. Okay? I don't really know yet. You know what I mean? I don't have high conviction on anything that lasts over months and years. There's just no way of knowing, But that's still good advice to have a cash flow business. Whether you agree with that or not, still wise to have a cash flow business. You know what I'm saying? That's not a bad idea. So, good to know it. But trading is something that you can do anytime, which is why I love crypto. 24/7. That market ain't never closing. So anyways, without further ado, I want to get into the song made for my man Tom Crown, my first big-time influencer buddy who jumped into my life. I didn't ask him to join in. I was just testing it out. It was my third one. It was the first one I finally got everything working and shit. And he jumped in. So I want to give him a shout out, and I made him a song. This one I have to turn the volume up a little bit here. Tom Crown song. Here we go. Let me play it.
They call me Thomas, last name Crown. 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 Recognize game, I'ma lay mine down.
You already know the name brand, they recognize the shades, and just like my main man, I entered with a game plan. Whether it's the bear or bull market going straight ham, got me winning trades, I'm just trying to get paid, fam. This ain't a grifter with the usual slick talk, it's premium TA on YouTube and TikTok. Fresh like they just got removed out the Ziploc. Cool dodging red days, smooth as a crip walk. Hard to imagine this, I used to be bad at this, but now I'm extra special with the technical analysis. Follow your homie and expect to get paid on every trade till the dollar signs reflecting my shades like Tom Crown.
They call me Thomas, last name Crown.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Tom Crown.
They call me Thomas.
Y'all fucking with that or not, man? Say something in the chat.
They call me Thomas, last name Crown.
See a couple 100s. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man.
Last name Crown. Recognize game, I'ma lay mine down.
Just had to get that one for him one time for the one time.
I'ma lay mine down.
Always support my people.
It's your boy
And I support y'all right. I appreciate you, Clay. King's Mentality, Kalichi, everybody rocking with me in the Discord. Everybody who's watching this on repeat. They call me Thomas. Last name Crown. I had to put that Timbaland sample on there. That was a banger to me, man. Just so you know, someone in the last one said, turn up the bass. I got a big-ass subwoofer in my studio, and the whole shit is banging. All right, yeah, you can hear it cool. Right on, Crypto Plumber. Everybody, man, I appreciate the love. But, hey, let me ask you guys a question real quick. How would you like it if you had a song about y'all and the Cassius Cuvée crew in the Discord? You feel me? Like, you think I ain't going to make a banger for my people in my crew? Stay tuned, man. Tap in next week with your boy Cassius Cuvée. I'm out here beat shopping right now. I need a banger for us. You feel me? So, man, and everybody who waited to the end, you know what I'm saying? Everybody who stayed to the end to catch that one right there. Let me know if you hear Tom play it on the show. I can't catch a show every day. Maybe I can a little more now if I stop live streaming so much. But, like, I think that shit is banging, man. I told him, I said, Tom, this is a banger, bro. You got to play this. And it's catchy with that Timbaland, you know, from the Promiscuous song with Nelly Furtado. They call me Thomas. Last name Crown. Recognized game. I'ma lay mine down. Banging. So, yeah, we're going to let that one play out one time for the one time while I finish the show. Oh, that was the banger next time.
They call me Tom.
For sure, man. Yeah. So what I'm going to have you guys do too, man, in the Discord,
They call me Tom.
if you have the name you like to be called in a song, you know, people got Discord names, they got YouTube names, they got Twitter names. Whatever is the name you want to be famous for, put that in the general chat. I'll make a channel for it. I don't care. We're somewhere. Let me know in the Discord because I'm really rocking with
know the name.
my day ones in the Discord.
Shades and just like my main man, I enter
Tune in
with
next
a
week
game
with your boy
plan.
Cassius
Whether it's
Cuvée.
the bear or bull market going straight ham, got me winning trades. I'm just trying to get paid, fam. This ain't a grifter with the usual slick talk. It's premium TA on YouTube and TikTok. Fresh like they just got removed out the Ziploc. Cool dodging red day, smooth as a crip walk. Hard to imagine this. I used to be bad at this, but now I'm extra special with the technical analysis. Follow your homie and expect to get paid on every trade till the dollar signs reflecting my shades like Tom
They call
Crown.
me Thomas. Last name Crown. They call me Thomas. Last name Crown.